Welcome to the jungle. We are at turn 102. Now, this turn, we cast Arcane Analysis on Vengeful Water, and it was successfully probed. It has a strength that equals 38 Astral Pros. Now, there is a roll here, so it could be a little higher. So, if you want to be safe, you have to overcast with a little bit more. So, I would say 20 more. So, we'll need to put first of all the base cost of the global, and then this 38, and then I would say about 20 more, so 58 more. Now if we look no, it has to be like this. Yeah, Vengeful Water, it is water 7, and it costs 70 gems. So 70 plus 58, that's 128. So we're not quite there yet. We will need to cast Lore of Legends. This is the Queen of Winter that I'm preparing to cast it. So it's not going to be next turn. It's going to be 2 turns from now. Now she's casting Simulacrum to be extra safe. I can put 3 boosters on her. The Staff of Elemental Mastery, the Robe of the Sea, and the Water Bracelets. But that only puts her up to 6. So she needs to cast Lore of Legends, and that takes an extra turn. Let's see some other battles. We saw this one and this one, and then the last episode, but he managed to get a few black centaurs here. And now we're in the situation where I attack the big armies and win, but he manages to pass me by in some cases. And the black centaur have a pretty strong blast. It's defense 7 with the throne and awareness. So obviously they kill PD, no problem. Here we got attacked by illusions from a ritual, but I'm not sure what he was trying to catch, because kills PD and then what? And then we sent some guys to do Horde of Skeletons, but they won the province without a battle. So I'm not sure exactly what his plan was there. And so even though we succeeded in taking care of the early raiding, there are still some straggler groups inside our territory that are small, and I'm trying to I have to attack the province, but at the same time I have to set up a few traps if I really want to kill them. Some places I don't mind them rampaging, but inside here there's a lot of unfortunate temples, and I'll rather protect them. And we want to be very aggressive again once we take over Vengeful Water, because going into High Dominion, and of course the thrones themselves push tempo checks. So all the thrones that we're preparing to attack have a lot of candles and are in wet provinces, so we would get too many assassinations. So those were the battles here, except oh, he got a horror mark roll. Lovecraft. Oh, he tried in Slave Mind. Didn't work. So yeah, Lovecraft succeeded once against, what's the name of this province? Oak Beach. Yeah, he died in the real battle too. But he should have come back as a white mage. Yeah, Lovecraft is now white mage. There he is, astral form. We saw this. Now they came up from the Agartha cave system here. And we defended this before with just the PD and mages, but the mages moved somewhere else now. And yeah, so we lose the PD. Losing the PD, it's bad, but it's not the worst. It's worse losing forts and temples. They are taking some of our temples, but not a lot. So we did clear out the first heavy round of raiding. You know what? Let's look at it right now. Score graphs. Dominion income, army size. Yeah, we're maintaining our army size, and they're continuing in free fall. Not losing as much, but still a lot. So we're getting closer now, and that's good. That's all we want. This would mean that if we can keep this up, we win in the long term. Unfortunately, we don't have that time. Here we saw. Now we had a few traps here and a few fights. Let's start with this one. It's near our blood hunting operations. So what happened here is I sent this guy just with a basic tug kit. It's not the ideal tug kit, and he doesn't have great paths for tugging either, but I had to send something to clear out the initial raids. And Cookies was very resourceful here and said, egg the Lich. And horde of skeletons. Oh, I remember him casting Howl. Oh, there it is, Howl. And the problem is with this kit, he doesn't route, but he also doesn't win. So very, very well played by Cookies. And you know, this guy, we just wanted him to craft, to cast ritual for us, to blood hunt. The moment we took it out to clear the initial raid, Cookies was on top of it. Yeah, some wolves getting routed, but replaced by new ones. Drain life, disintegrate. Wow, I won in this version. Oh man, I got so unlucky in the real game. Because in the real game, this guy died. In any case, I sent some of the trash that was helping patrol blood hunting and the illers that guy makes. And there's the Lich. Egg the Lich. No, he can kill infinite trolls, I think, but he's not regenerating. That's funny, our trolls are. Very cute. Don't really care about them at all. I'd rather not. Oh, they don't have upkeep. So that's better. I thought they did. What's the name of this battle? This province, Cracked Earth. Yeah, the real game we lost. Well, we killed the Lich, but the Lich is immortal, so well played by Cookies. Now down here, God Stomp Mountains. We have a Queen of Airs, or no. We have a Wraith Lord and a Crow and some mages. One guy doing nature buffs. And we do have the elementals that the Queens of Air summoned. Fortunately, they both died. But yeah, there's just one PD. So it's kind of a cat and mouse game here, because when I fight just PD, I win. When he fights just PD, he wins. Of course, he lost the Lich there, but it doesn't matter. Here, was it a trap that worked? No, just PD caught a... Oh. This is the guy that... I don't know what this guy was doing here. Maybe he was patrolled out. He got the item from my Vampire Lord, maybe. Up here, did we attack or have a trap? It's hard to tell at this point. But yeah, just one PD. And we have some Zots with Skull Staff. Yeah, with Skull Staff, they can cast Horde of Skeletons. That is much, much better than just animate that, raise that. So, works there. Other trap, I think here, Asphodel sent an army, just fought PD. There are some Carrion Furies here, which is good. I want to see them isolated. I don't want to see them supported by a lot of mages. They're just supported by that trash. Okay, they killed the PD. But now I can try to catch them. It's tough because this generation, there's a lot of places they can move, and of course beyond that they have high map move. They can move everywhere. The troops are not so bad themselves, but we kind of have to guess. And here they... Or just PD. No, we do have Zots too. Oh no, it's just one Blood Hunter. Yeah, I didn't expect for them to get here, I guess. So he's gonna die, but he's twice born, of course. So yeah, him, Gimmer, and Lovecraft got their second lives. He's already moving somewhere, it looks like, with the Boots of Quickness. Yeah. 2 blood. He can blood hunt. For free now. No problem. Okay, so this is that front. Here, what happened? Special monsters. We got some barbs. Lion tribe. Oh, and the second squad routes just in time. Very well done. Very bad PD, but barbs die easily too. Now here we saw this battle. At least this throne is protected. This one we failed to protect with that bad luck and miscommunication disaster. But this, it sucks that it's still Machakas, man. Because otherwise I would just get it, and then it would be so much easier to defend. I could teleport my pretender inside, and it would be very, very hard for them to get it. But standing on top of that with it's just a battle. We saw the battle with one candle while Vengeful Waters up. It's not a good idea. And then they went and attacked behind us with Minotaurs. Minotaurs are quite strong. Let's see, size 4. Terrible stats. 3 slip vines and 2 attacks. 2 per square. Yeah, you look at this, you think it's bad, right? But once it starts harassing you down, the fatigue damage is gonna put you to sleep anyway, and then all of these attacks will hit. So you see a lot of players that have these pop skill, pop spawnation, not pop spawn, troop spawnation, they'll just put the units they get randomly in commanders and make blobs of units with different characteristics and different combat speed. Cookies is not doing that. And he's separating them and making lines, giving attack rear, putting Minotaur. See, yeah, he's organizing. He's even naming his commanders. So that makes having a competent player like that makes playing against the nation much scarier. As for the attack here in the lake, oh, we did try to defend this. Spectral Mage, and we get a Wolf Clan. Oh man, the Kululu route right away. See how quickly they kill the water elementals? And the PD routed us. We needed just a little more, and we would have won this. Unfortunate. What's the name? Lake Purple. It's a lot less battles because I'm being more defensive, waiting for. We lost the Spectral Mage, but the Wolf Clan retreated. We're being more defensive until Vengeful Waters is down. Now Cookie seems rampaging across the rest of Naba. Karen Furies, 2 groups, Behemoths, some ghouls, Sagittarian carcasses. Yeah, this is scary. Let's see what's this. Oh, a scout got caught. So we're joining forces there. We'll look at that in a moment. We saw this battle. And these are vampire raids. I think we didn't see the vampire raids, but it's just a horde of skeletons and against PD probably. Yeah. Oh, Ravenous Swarm, so he's trying to defend. Oh, with a Chimera. Transformation could be... It could be... What is it called? Divine Name? But I won in the real game. Yeah, I wonder how I won this in the real game. Because I don't even remember Ravenous Swarm. Let's look at the attacks. Well, before we do that, we need to look at what we're crafting, casting. Revive King, Call of the Wild, we'll look at that. Record of Creation, more to Iceborne, Cloud Trapeze, we'll look at that. Another Earth attack, we'll see. Simulacrum with our 2 Queens of Winter to hold the globals. And we lost Father Ill Earth, but we get him back right away because we have blood income. So it should be higher. So at least it costs us a lot of blood, but it's not like that commander's gone. And forging capital F, Girdle of Might, Thistle Mace, Armor of Knights, and Quench Sword, Braces of Protection. So the gears and Thistle Mace we need infinite of. Unquenched Sword. Yeah, Heat from Hell, Berserker 1, large area of fire, area of effect 9. So this should be very good for clearing that stuff. All right, let's look at some magic phase battles. We are using the Soulstone of the Wolves here, Call of the Wild, and Yellow Mountains. This is to get some more provinces near this throne we're trying to defend. Ours, but we have no choice. And this is behind an attack that we'll do that we'll look at after. Let's see if the Call of the Wild here works. They appear up there. Just repeat. They can lose to this if there's one death guy from the PD, but what? Not this case. Good. Now here at Troll Peaks, we kept this army paralyzed for 2 turns, doing earth attacks at the normal carrying commanders, and we're doing another one, looks like, but we finally recruited something here to push. But we have a critical problem of lack of commanders exactly where we needed them, and more mages than troops. So, for example, this guy, although he has very high leadership due to the crown I gave him, he only can lead 1 squad, and this is not ideal because you're gonna make the Nidavangr undisciplined, and also you want them a little bit more ahead because the Bear Clan would start moving right away. And we have a couple more squads separated, but this one is too small. Anyway, what was the idea here? We decided to do Firestorm. And 6 AP fire damage. We don't have fire resist. We have an Blast, but only a few of the mages here are sacred. But we're doing Fire Fan before. Now, Fire Fan only does 5 fire resist, so we should hurt ourselves with this. However, you have to remember that it's AP and not AN. And our troops are not that bad with armor. The Nidavangr have 9. And they have 14, and they'll get even more berserked. So it would be good to have an Earth Mage here, but we don't, to increase the armor. But we do get regeneration on them. We also get Army of Giants to increase their HP. And we have this site that gives us Tenebrous Enchantresses. And, you know, I've been recruiting them, but fighting against Asphodel, Glamour doesn't do much. I can do Battle Fortune, which is AoE 20. To get the big one, the one that's entire army, you can't raise the paths high enough normally outside of communion. So we're using her just because she's near Battle Fortune, False Horror, Battle Fortune again. And the mages that are not sacred have some fire resist. Yeah, this guy's sacred, but even then he has some fire resist. This one doesn't, but who cares? Anyway, let's see if we clear those mannequins, because they are in larger numbers, so Firestorm is going to have to work for us here. Let's see how it goes. Now, first, the Earth attack. And it's only a carrying commander with a few mannequin bodyguards. We already know how this goes. Yoink. And now, here's the army. He put some PD too. But I think it's a little smaller than the last we saw. Maybe he moved some away to support the throne. There it is. Are you guys burning? Yeah, they are burning. I don't see us taking Firestorm damage. Regenerating, of course. So yeah, I think it could have worked even with a bigger army. Good. There it is. Also, it didn't do as much damage because it was cold. I think in hotter temperatures does more damage. But he only lost 7 Nidavangr and 3 Bear Clan warriors. Now here at Nabab's throne, again, I call it Nabab, but first of all, Nabab basically doesn't exist anymore. And second, it's actually owned by Machaka. And what we're doing here is a half measure because that's what we can do. We already stopped them claiming this one very quick, but we're moving away. So we're gonna try the same here. We're gonna just try to stop them from storming, because when I look at the throne situation here, I think Shinuyama lost one of their thrones. So now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If Asfod already has that one, they just need one more. It can be either this or this. My thrones they're not touching. They did try, they got on top of this one for a bit, but pushed them out right away. And this one they got close, but didn't even put it under siege. It has, both of them have domes of the seven seals. So they can, I know they can't get our thrones, but the situation with the other players here is just out of my control now. In any case, this is some of the tricks that I could have used if I had more time. So this guy is doing time stop. Now time stop costs 100 and 6 astro. He's 8 astro, so it's going to be cheap. But he's already going to do that as a communion master because I gave him the Sky Metal Matrix. And all of the Crow clan that are either teleporting or cloud trapezing here have slave matrices. So the communion starts when the battle starts. There's no need to cast communion slave. This guy doesn't need to cast communion master. And then Undead Mastery, 700 fatigue cost for 7 death. He's dead 7, so it's gonna spread this entirely. They do have death paths, but not high enough. And then one cast of reinvigoration. Got, whoops, got 2 blood slaves there. Yeah. And another Undead Mastery. And then unfortunately I'm doing returning because in this reality, that huge Attic Mandragora is here. In our replay, we killed it. If it wasn't there, I could have just let this guy stay and he probably would have won the battle. Now, sometimes he loses when you don't script the buffs. You need at least like 3 buffs scripted here. So I could, for example, have stopped at Reinvigoration, right? Or even just stop it. Yeah, well, I would have needed to do Revigoration again. I could stop here and then Mastery. Or maybe do 2 and kill my slaves. Because they're all twice-born. Yeah, all of them. All of them. But I decided to do 2 because I'm leaving anyway. And he would have lost due to that super powerful thug. And but if we had won the battle as it showed in the battle that we saw in the video, I would have been able to stay and then move him later, move him away later with returning. So that's the plan. Maybe 2 casts of them will get a commander, so he will storm with less. Also, I was doing this thinking that Machaka had stuff here, but I completely forgot that I already saw Nabat temping this several turns ago, storming this. And Machaka has nothing, and they failed anyway because they used only Draconian, so I don't remember this rewatching to record the videos. Yeah, but this could have been cool, but it's just removing a few units and returning. Because if you don't get undead leadership, even the ones that you do get with undead mastery, they will dissolve right away when there's no death mages there to command them. But let's see this working in practice. Yeah, this bastard. Acts of hate, so he will fatigue our guy very quickly. Swords of swiftness, mirror of long lost battles, resistance to everything. He doesn't have shock. That's why he died. Um, although there's some other mages here that could cast shock resist, maybe. He has a Banelord Thug too. Yeah. With Nat Gold nonetheless. Hmm. Yeah. Time stop combat 0. Let's see how many we got. We got a lot. But I don't think we got any commanders. Crow Clan, Crow Clan, Crow Clan. And I didn't get any commanders. So, if it wasn't a player that is stailing, is not doing anything, you know, maybe if Nabah had taken that throne to defend it, but they didn't, there's a second one. I want to just stop to look at the fatigue. 200 fatigue, already taking damage, but doesn't matter if he dies. Oh, we lost one because they have Wyverns and Draconians. This guy didn't reach 200. This guy reached 200, still has health. What about him? He's only 32. So this worked like exactly as we needed. But like I said, it was just a half measure. Yeah. This would be very favorable. Yeah, he already cast Returning. This would be very favorable to start a fight, but knowing this guy was here, I knew my Pretender would die. Like, also, he has Simulacrum. I could have just left him anyway. And even if he dies, he has so many paths I can just, I have so many priests that I can just call God easily and not lose much. But if maybe if there was anything inside, like taking half their army, it's half of the worst troops, right? Because they're the lower Mar ones. And see, they disintegrate right away. All of these with the Nidavangr gray square will disintegrate. It did thin them down a lot. Also gem baits. So yeah, we lost only one Crow due to that flying attack at the start, but of course it was Twiceborn. The other ones, since returning is a personal spell, the communal slaves return with the master. So they'll come back. And we got all the carrying horses, all the carrying wolves, most of the mannequins, most of the harpy mannequins. Oh, we did get 2 carrying commanders. Maybe they died, or maybe we didn't get them, but they were killed by these units. Yeah, that's likely because they're also very weak, 18 hit points. But yeah, like something like this doesn't cost us much. Well, it costs a lot of death gems, but if there was somebody else defending, if it didn't have to defend for me and the others, it could have helped a lot. And we have another Earth attack going here. So this is the army that's coming up from the Agartha caves. Trash, but I don't think we have a lot of stuff coming. We do, yeah, we have enough. Soul Vortex Communion for the lizards to regain HP and fatigue from the Vine Ogres. Raise Dead. Army Regeneration, Howl. Not spending gems otherwise. Oh, we do, no, we are getting Marble Army and Legions of Steel. Yeah, mages that we have around. Now, at this point, where we already have a few that Bear Clan to put on the flanks, if we start adding Nidavangr, the army gets much better. And we're getting to this point where all our armies are going to be like this. These girls, after they get buffed, they are amazing. But when we have nothing, it's better to have Bear Clan, just because they are cheaper and occupy more space. But that's the script. Let's see how it goes. First, the Earth Attack. The Earth Attack here I'm using to try to keep this army in place. Because a lot of the times you see where I'm trying to pick the fights because I need to drop down the number of mannequins and carrion. But he keeps moving around and I keep chasing him. But if I can kill the commanders, I can at least keep part of the army in place. And now the battle, just trash. So we probably spam gems that we really don't even need. Yeah, we just, a few turns more of filling out. We already have the mages. We just didn't have the troops due to Utterdark, but filling out these small armies get good. All right, that was here. So the other battles in the movement phase, you can see there are a lot of attacks planned, but still more defensive until we can take Vengeful Waters. Most of the raiding is done. It only has a few more stuff, although there is a big stack here that is coming. Oh, this connects to both Shinoyama's cave and Agartha's cave. Interesting. Yeah, that's a bigger force. 13 carrion behemoths and carrion furies. So yeah, this will have to respect. But we do have reasonably strong armies nearby. But other than that, I'm just clearing more. And some attacks are important, like here, I need to get in position to put this throne under siege. It's getting smaller. Like, here there's a lot, but here looks empty. You see, we're getting there. We just don't have the time. Yeah, we're regaining. Now, as for those gaining force here, not at our expense. Yeah, we're regaining the income that we lost due to the initial raids, the gems, the blood should be better. Research Dominion that we lost due to the global, we're getting back because we preached a little bit. Now there are fewer Vengeful Water attacks. This is the important one for us right now, and it is going in our direction. But of course, we have this problem. All right. So I think I'll stop here, leave turn 103 for later. And then we'll see on the maps how these attacks play out, if he attacks me somewhere else. These small groups that are lost in the middle of our territory, where they go. Thanks for joining me. See you.